Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Duskmourn draft here on the channel. We're going to dive in, going pick by pick and play by play, talking through everything so you know what to do when you draft this format yourself. I am streaming this live on Twitch, so I'm going to be interacting with folks, chatting with them about the picks and answering their questions. So if you want to get involved in that sort of live feedback on my videos, you can find the Twitch stream as well, linked in the description down below. But that's just so you aren't confused. This card is really, really good. When an enchantment enters and when you fully unlock a room, draw a card, it just chains together with other enchantments. This card is absolutely fantastic and definitely the first pick here. Other cards, Come Back Wrong is actually really good. You can kill something that has an enters the battlefield effect and get the enters the battlefield effect, which is pretty cool. This card's pretty reasonable, just 2 mana, 2/1 that often draws you a card. Then there's like a big flyer. Not a huge priority for me, but still a solid card. Yeah, hopefully I'm not muted right now. And then there is Withering Torment, which is also a nice removal spell. Sorry, folks, I'm a bit under the weather. Okay, so we've started with Entity Tracker. And now we would like to play this card. So following it up with more blue cards is pretty good. And I'm actually a big fan of Fear of Isolation because there are a lot of good things to re-trigger with Enters the Battlefield effects. So you play like Entity Tracker, then you play Fear of Isolation, then you play an enchantment, then you play Fear of Isolation, bounce that enchantment, and then you get a lot of value from that. Or you just like bounce a room, get value. So this card's really good. I also like Under the Skin. I think that's a pretty good card. It doesn't fit as well with Entity Tracker because this card wants to be put in like blue-white or blue-black with lots more enchantments. And this card is more of a blue-green card. But, I mean, this card's still just good in any deck. And, yeah, Twitch chat's saying they've had good success with blue-white. Yeah, I also think that deck looks really sweet. There's also Most Valuable Slayer, which is a good card. There is Moldering Gym, which is a card that I like, but I'm not crazy high on it. I think it's worse than a lot of other options, I think, but playing one copy or playing it in like decks that want to splash is pretty reasonable. But yeah, Fear of Isolation is a great pickup here to follow up the Entity Tracker. Okay, so now we immediately have a decision point already. There is a Patched Plaything, so could go into a blue-white deck, which is maybe the best home for some of these cards. There's also Cursed Windbreaker. It's just a blue card. There's Defiant Survivor as a green card. Also Monstrous Emergence. So maybe seeing a bit of green. And then there's another Withering Torment. How viable is 5-color soup in this format? I've tried it a couple times. I think there aren't always as many good payoff cards as you'd think, because the most powerful cards are more powerful in like a specific archetype, which is something I've experienced. I think Windbreaker is a reasonable pick. It's just not the most powerful card available. Withering Torment goes into a blue-black deck with these cards. Oh, man. And then there's a couple of green cards that are pretty good. And then Patched Plaything is nice. I think I'm going to take Withering Torment. Seeing a couple of those in a row. And then we see Inquisitive Glimmer. That card plays well with the blue-white enchantment strategy. Sorry. So basically, last pick, I was considering the Patchwork Plaything. I think the card's good. But I thought that I could totally play a control strategy with the cards that I had. And try to outvalue my opponents with 2-for-1s. And so this card kind of fit nicely into that. But I think ultimately the blue-white enchantment deck is going to be really good if I have Entity Tracker. So that's kind of going to be the direction I'm opting for. I could also just take Glimmer Burst and still go towards this control route. But this card's going to be really good if I am in the enchantment deck. And so I'm going to take it over the Glimmer Burst. I could have also gone into a green deck. This is like the third solid green card I've seen in a row. But we're going to take the Glimmer. This is pretty funny. You gain life, draw cards, and you lose life, discard cards. Draws 5 cards when it comes into play. There's also a Skull Snap Nuisance, which I think is a really good card. I honestly think this could be the pick here. Oh yeah, I think Marina's not great. There's Skull Snap Nuisance, and then there's also Unable to Scream and Unsettling Twins. We're not seeing, I mean, we're seeing some white. I think it's between Unable to Scream and Skull Snap Nuisance. I kind of want to try this card out. Marvin Murderous Mimic. So it's a 2-mana 2/2 artifact creature. Popular Egotist. Here I'm choosing between like Shark as an option, Egotist, Marvin just to have a 2-drop, the land in case I wanted to do some sort of splashing like deck with all 3 of these colors. I'm going to go with the Shark. Nice. And now I get Fear of Failed Tests, which is a card that I like a little bit. I think this card's also quite nice, and seeing one relatively late is a bit of a sign. So maybe green is a little open, but I like getting a Fear of Failed Tests. The blue cards are good. And Enter the Enigma could also be a fine pickup, but I'll see a couple of those later. And now I get a Duskmourn's Domination. I think black is looking a little bit more open than blue. I mean, than white. We haven't seen a ton of good white cards. So, yeah. And this card fits well into blue-black. Enchantment Creature. There's also Cracked Skull. I haven't really played Cracked Skull a ton. I think I'd rather have the Amalgam. I think I'm mostly either going to be blue-white or blue-black. I'll take Enter the Enigma. Good combo with Fear of Failed Tests. I don't love Twisted Reality. Fear of the Dark, I guess, is okay. Ooh, the Glimmerburst Wheel. Perfect. Nice. I think this deck is open. I'm not going to take the Fanatic of the Harrowing. I'm just going to take the land to help my mana base. So this is a 9-drop. Well, I don't think I could ever cast this. 9 mana is just too much. This card could be okay. I think I'm just going to take the kill spell, Nowhere to Run. Tunnel Surveyor is pretty good. So is Unwilling Vessel in my deck, potentially. This card's also really good. Yeah, you just don't get to 9 mana in games of limited, really. There's also, now there's Live or Die. A bit of a combo with the Dagger Mom Megalodon. Another Inquisitive Glimmer, but I think black is enough open that I'm going to just stick to that. And then there's Underwater Tunnel, which I like in these sorts of enchantment decks. It helps me find my good cards. But I think Live or Die is pretty nice. Hey, Mandarang, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're able to make it. I'm going to take Live or Die over the tunnel. I'll probably wheel one of the tunnels. Now there's another Fear of Isolation. That's a card I like. There's also Fear of Infinity. I haven't gotten to play with Fear of Infinity that much. It hasn't been crazy good for me when I've seen it. It's probably worth a shot, though. I wonder if it'll wheel. I don't have any good combos with this yet. We'll see how that ends up going. Here it's between Windbreaker and Researcher. I'm just going to take Researcher, I think. Get a nice defensive creature. The Mind Skinner is an interesting card. I already have a Enter the Enigma to help it connect. But I just need more 2-drops for my defensive blue-black control deck. Murky Sewer or Terramorphic Expanse. I'll take the Murky Sewer. Even though it might wheel, honestly. I got this last one with like 2 cards left in the pack. But I'm not going to try to get greedy and take Terramorphic and wheel Sewer. Perfect, I get another 2-drop. This is really coming together. We're snapping skulls today. So I think this deck is really looking good right now. We did wheel the underwater tunnel. Perfect. I'm fine passing red and white cards here. So our deck is super open. Got the leech. Yeah, I was pretty sure this card would wheel. Like, I took the Stalked Researcher and I thought this card might wheel. Fear of Isolation, picking up Nowhere to Run is pretty sweet. Picking up Underwater Tunnel is pretty sweet. Entity Tracker is going to be awesome, hopefully. How many enchantments do I have? 7? Pack 3 is going to be a honing pack, as they say. Okay. Well, first off, I hope I wheel this card because I'm going to be taking the Unable to Scream. I don't think this card's particularly playable. Like, drawing 5 is really good, but, like, if you're behind, it doesn't really help you because you can't, like, draw your 5 and then hope that it stabilizes you because they hit you with, like, a 4/4 and you lose all your cards. It's not like, oh, they have a 4/4. I'll draw 5 cards and then deal with all their stuff. Where Unable to Scream is perfect because I can, like, chip through with my flyers and this will just stall the game and trigger my stuff. A Sporogenic Infection seems good. Make them sacrifice something good, hopefully. Don't think I want the Attic here. Hopefully the tunnel wheels. And a whiff of a pack. It's crazy because white was not that open pack 1. I guess I just take the rat. I'm not going to splash this card even though it's good. Wicker Folk is pretty good. There's between Unwilling Vessel and Fear of Lost Teeth here. Enchantment payoff or another enchantment? I want to try this card. I haven't gotten to see it in action yet, really. Now a Terramorphic Expanse. Another dual land. Actually, I'll take this card. Two mana 2/2 lifelink is already good in my control deck. And my mana is already pretty good. And I think this is a meaningful upgrade to my worst card. Though I do love having the perfect mana base. I guess I'll take the Derelict Attic. Nice, we wield the Tunnel. Could also take a Snatcher, but I think Tunnel's really good here. Two Tunnels. Now I will take a Snatcher. So I'm just going to start by getting rid of all the medium cards. Okay. There's more blue, so I'm going to cut one swamp here. Because I have these two land cyclers and good mana otherwise. And then I can add back one card. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could add Leech, or I could add Fanatic of the Harrowing. Or I could add this card. Enchantment count is at 10. I'm going to start with this card. But we'll see. I can always make changes later. Anyway, that's going to do it for the build. I'll see you folks in the games.
Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support my channel at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. If you have been enjoying my videos, finding them helpful, if they've been helping you have more fun playing Magic the Gathering, then becoming a Patreon supporter is the best way to help me make more videos going forward. You'll also gain access to some exclusive rewards like my card-by-card draft tier list for Duskmourn and also my format thoughts document for Duskmourn, where I write some detailed analysis to help you do better in your drafts. I want to give a special shout out to those who support at the credits level. It really does make a big difference. And I just want to thank everyone on the Patreon in general. It does really help the channel grow and thrive. Without further ado, let's get to the games.
Round 1. Easy keep here. We are not actually going to play the tunnel on turn 1. I am going to kill that. The blue-black mirror match? Oh my gosh. Wild. So next turn I can maybe cycle this. I want to play this so I can hit land drops easier. If I cycle this, I can get this down. I was going to use this so I could attack with Stalked Researcher, but Nashi had to die. I need a swamp. I can reanimate that guy. No. Play my 1/4 because it can block the 3/2. Sure. They have 1 card left. They have 6 mana now. Can't block this because they'll sacrifice this. I can't afford to take another 3 from this thing. There we go. I'm trying to think of how I can snowball this game the fastest, and I think live or die, bringing back the fear of failed test is going to be the fastest way. Sure. Now their guy's no longer indestructible. So now I go this. Sacrifice a creature other than enchanted creature. This guy's messed up. Sure. So I need to get enchantment into the graveyard. Surveil. Perfect. Zap them, start gaining some life back. I'll get to unlock the room. This thing will come back. I'm so glad you're enjoying my Duskmourn content, Alex. All the triggers. I'm just going to start getting this guy threatening. I could have played Fear of Infinity there. Did not matter. Nice. Huge win. That was pretty cool. Welcome to another round. We'll keep this. Well, Entity Tracker could be pretty good. It has flash, so we can flash it on end step and then start going off. I'm so glad you're enjoying my content, Nate. Our guest draft's coming back this set. Yes, there are quite a few excellent guests I've been lining up. So I think you folks will really enjoy those. Okay. By the way, this is why you do things post-combat. Because I 100% was not going to flash this guy in and risk it dying to a Scorching Dragonfire. And now I get to just kill their gremlin when they attack me with it. Because it's got menace. Why wouldn't they attack? And now I just win the game, basically. Because not only is this going to draw me cards, it's also going to eat their 2-drop. Hey, Ghost. Like, if they had just done this post-combat, I would not be able to do this. I don't really love wasting a removal spell, but I have another one, and I want to just draw cards with this thing while the sun is shining. I'm going to Surveil 2, then draw a card. Yep. I think keeping this screen around is probably for the best. I can extra in Glimmer Burst and Scream. They're probably going to kill the tracker. Okay, another Gremlin. I've been enjoying this set, Wings. Instead of using this, I think I'm going to just use Glimmer Burst. Because I think both of those kind of play around maybe a counter spell that they might have.
Greetings all. Nicola 8 hello, interesting set, don't you agree?
It is a very interesting set, Timber. I really appreciate the support. 24 months supporting the channel. That's a long time. That's 2 years. That's wild. I really appreciate it. Okay. Hmm. Sometimes I just like to keep quiet because it's pretty obvious that I'm crushing them, so talking through all their lines is kind of wasted effort. Like, oh, they have to kill like all of my guys. This thing loses its ability, so it doesn't even matter. This can kill the enchantment. Bury them in card advantage. It is the NicolaiBolas way. There can only be one blue-black player. Okay. Got him. Welcome to another round. We've been crushing so far. Let's get this going. So this is like another black source. So we're going to go blue. We're going to play this. And then we're going to play this into another tunnel. So we're going to get to surveil 1,000,000 to look for our good guy. Wow, my opponent insists on telling me their Terramorphic Expanse first. Wow, now I look like a copycat. Thanks, opponent. Well, I was going to say I'm digging for this card with all my surveils, but I just draw it naturally. I would love to try and flash an Entity Tracker. But having it die to them flipping up a random 3/2 seems real bad to me. Pretty good. Sure. Yeah, not the most efficient way to kill this guy. Sure. Sure, I'll keep that so I can just jam this. Wow, they don't discard a card to get rid of Underwater Tunnel? That's insane. Because it must have good cards in hand. Ah. That is indeed a good one. Oh, right. Shucks. I should have stacked those opposite. Yes! Oh, I love that. Thank you, opponent. Thank you, opponent. I'm going to draw then Surveil. If they do flip something, I'm going to take it. I'm going to go with a 1 draw 1. This is going well, I would say. Add another flyer. I can start deploying my underwater tunnel next turn. And I actually have the mana to use it with something else. Jeez, they just have all reach creatures all the time. Are none of these creatures? That would be crazy. This guy's like holding down the fort. Ooh, that's a great draw. So I'm going to Surveil 2, Surveil 1, draw. No, Surveil 1 twice, then draw, then Surveil 2. Don't want land. Don't need card draw. Right, they can sacrifice stuff to avoid the damage. So this thing's going to pick up the infection, I think. Now I'm just going to be slightly careful about not decking myself on accident. Fanatic strength, okay. What is the average airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? What do you mean, African or European, Twitch chat? So they're attacking with everything. And I'm more than happy to oblige them with some trades. So this thing's going to pick up the sacrifice card. They're only holding back. They're going to give something trample, I guess, is the threat that they are demonstrating. So we're just going to go block here. Block here. We'll let them flip those if they want. Block there. Block there. I don't care if they kill my Eerie tracker. Yep. They have 2 blockers. I have 5 attackers. Attack with everything. They eat one of those. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. I may or may not have botched this game completely. I didn't need to block with all the creatures that I blocked with. Why they have a second Valgavoth Onslaught? That's crazy. That one block, I was like, oh, I don't want to accidentally deck myself. I'll kill them next turn. And then I just didn't do the math at all. Sure. I think they're dead now. I'm glad I didn't choke that game too badly and still was able to win, but I could have won that a lot easier. Okay, see you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We're bouncing back. We'll keep this hand. So a bit of an aggro start. My 3/3 should do good work against them. Okay, no blocks. I don't want to ramp them here. Well, this is a thing of beauty. The stick twister is getting closer. Pretty brutal for me. Yeah, I'm going to lose this game. Ghostly Dancers was too much for me to handle here. Taking Ghostly Dancers and then hoping to draw something else could be the answer here. Change of plan. That's problematic. This is a 2/3 flyer or an 0/5 flyer. I hate having to do this and not taking this guy. Okay, sure. Yeah, that card's just messed up. Welcome to another round. Nice hand. Contrasted between these gold uncommons is shocking. I'm looking for specifically Swamp. Next turn, I can Fear of Isolation pick this thing back up. I'm just going to use Glimmer Burst instead of this for now. Huh. That's pretty good. It's my sacrifice card. Hmm. Sure. Getting back Fear of Exposure is wild to me, but I guess. I'm glad I found another something. I'm glad I found another card to pick up. That's not this sacrifice card. I'll keep that guy. I can flip him. Ooh. Ooh. Flipping Fear of failed test is really good. Oh, that was definitely tempting to take that guy so I could just have a 4/4 immediately, but flipping a Fear of failed test is so good. Mm-hmm. I was hoping they'd do this. This has turned into a demolition. Always seems like Nikolai is bullying the poor Golgari player. Look how many lands I've gotten to mill this game. That's crazy. I'll trade this into a 4/4 flyer. We've milled so many lands with this. Unwilling Vessel's doing some serious work here. It's going to be huge. They're like, oh, do I block the 3 damage or do I let them get a 6/6 flyer? Got him. Welcome to another round. We'll keep this hand. Another green-black deck. I'm ready for your 3-1. Wow. So what that tells me is they do not have Fanatic Strength in their current hand. Or they would have used it there. They would have just attacked in. Okay. I would like to surveil after. That's huge. Okay. That's pretty perfect. So they know this is a creature, because otherwise I would have gotten that creature. That's just a general tip. If your opponent puts a creature into the graveyard from it, it means they pretty much have to have a creature. Hmm. Maybe I shouldn't attack with the 1/4. Well, that was a huge draw. I'm ready. If they activate this thing, they are so gonna lose. I'm just gonna kill this in response. I have plenty of cards. I want some more action. That's a good one. Hmm. No joke. I think they're going to activate this at some point, and I'll just kill it in response. At least I think I can do that. I don't want them drawing any more cards. Oh, gosh. I have to kill that. Gosh darn it. What a rip. Couldn't you just give me a turn? It's pretty bad for me. I can't believe they didn't get their spider. So this is a spell. Gosh, I was winning this game right up until they played the Under the Skin. Yeah, I did my best in this game. They just, yeah. It's hard to win when your opponent draws so well. It just is. I mean, they had some filtering too and stuff, but I don't know. It felt like they drew better than I did. Also, this card's just a beating, and the fact that they got it back is pretty tough. I can't win this game. Welcome to another round. I'll keep this hand. I was just thinking maybe I was supposed to kill the enchantment that was drawing them cards a little bit earlier the first time. It felt like the damage was going to matter, but I was maybe incorrect. If I could just kill that instantly, I could have maybe shut down like 1 or 2 cards they drew, and then it would have been easier for me to get them. Current record is 4-2. Okay. Neither of those cards is particularly great here. I'm just going to play this guy next turn. Okay. Wow, they're just letting me draw 2. That's crazy. Sure. Pretty good to get a 7 toughness blocker. Pretty good for me. It's like every time I surveil away I land, it's like drawing a card here. Sure. So this is just an ordering thing. Their guy's still going to die even if they shrink this. So they should have just done it post-combat. See you later, Adronius. I'll keep a card draw spell here. Oh, both those are good. Did I count wrong? Oh no, I only have, yeah, I have 10 mana, so I can do both next turn. I only have 7 cards left in my deck. I just gotta keep spells now. Sure. Interesting title. I thought you had a feature coming on. Yeah, drafting with NicolaiBolas is just me. Nice win. Cool, cool. See you folks next round. Into another round. We are going to keep this hand. Ooh, great draw. Get me a life buffer, maybe. One thing you can do is you can enchant your own creature with the infection to make them sacrifice a creature. Yeah, we're gonna have to kill that. We're gonna use the exact trick we described. Bookworm is messed up with cool art. Really cool art. Really powerful. I don't know why it took my opponent so long to decide whether to play Bookworm on turn 2. I'm going to set up for a turn 5 live or die, bringing that guy back. Making sure you hit your land drops in the early turns is so important. No blocks. So that makes me think this might be like the 4/2 creature. Or that they have a combat trick. So I'm just going to bring back the Megalodon. That was a weird little way that ended up going. I don't know why they take so long to pass the turn to me. I really don't. What do they have for 1 blue mana? If they don't cast it Unable to Scream this game, I'm going to be really confused. Like, is that the only card they could think of that they could have here? Are they trying to decide whether to do it on this guy? So they did have Unable to Scream. Okay. Oh, right. That lets them get an artifact creature into the graveyard. Oops. I don't know why I didn't bother to stack it. This card's messed up. Only 5 mana. Jeez Louise. So this was what I was hoping they'd do. Because now I get to kill their guy for free, which is a huge piece of value for me. I'll flash this guy in to trade with the survivor. I'm probably dead. This just got them too much advantage. That's actually good enough to beat me. And I'm dead. Yep. It feels unfortunate losing to a random mythic like that. I could have, like, I don't think I could have saved my kill spell. I could have played it a little bit better because I gave them delirium, so they got to get a trigger off of it, when maybe if I hadn't attacked, I would have had more time. So I kind of messed up that game, probably. That's how it goes. Anyway, that is going to do it for this draft. 5-3, pretty solid record, but I think the deck could have done better if I had simply drawn a little bit better or gotten a little bit luckier in the key moments. Any of the cards, I don't think any of these cards on the sideboard would have made things hugely better for me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it all the way to the end, in the comments section down below, leave hashtag open to let me know you made it all the way till the end, because this deck was wide open and we had a really sweet deck. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.